Yeah, the bad thing is now the Bad Batch are literally in the Empire's crosshairs. No pun intended. Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the Ahsoka Tano fan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Long time no see, guys. Obviously, if you're watching this now, you would have already seen my Mandalorian Season 3 Episode 1 reaction. But anyways, guys, so it is time for another episode of The Bad Batch. So last episode was the conclusion of a two-parter. So we saw first the Bad Batch went to mine Ipsium, got their ship stolen, and then so in the last episode was about them getting their ship back. They met these miners who were kids being exploited by their boss, having to fight for food, for water. But then it was later revealed to us and the kids that the boss was just taking everything and all the riches and the foods for himself. And once the kids found that out, then they turned against the boss, and the boss obviously met his end, which I was not too sad about. And at the end of the episode, Omega said that the Empire is not the only threat. There are a lot of people like Mako, the boss, who are out there as well, to which Tech responded, there's also a lot of people like us out there. So I thought that was really nice, and a really nice way to kind of summarize the episode, to be honest. So that was good. So now they were able to get their ship back all in one piece for the most part. I'm really curious to see what happens next because we haven't seen Sid for a few episodes now. And when they tried to contact her for help, she was very hesitant. She was saying, oh, I can't do this, and now it's going to take me a few days. So now that they've been able to escape without her help, what does that mean for their relationship going forward? Are they going to still want to work with her? They're always sticking their neck out for her, and it's never reciprocated, which is something that the other guy warned us about. I think his name was I can't remember his name. The guy from the pod racing episode warned the Bad Batch that they can't fully trust Sid. So it might be the beginning of the end of their relationship with Sid. Who knows? I have the next episode on my screen here. It's called Metamorphosis, which is interesting. Because doesn't that mean, I think that means changing form or whatnot. So I don't know what significance that's going to play to the episode. But the synopsis reads, the Batch finds a mysterious missing vessel. Ooh, in the thumbnail, is that a Delta trooper? I'm wondering by the synopsis if that means they're going to go on another mission for Sid, or on their way back to Sid, they're going to stumble upon this missing vessel. Anyways, I guess the only way to find out would be to check out the episode. So without further ado, guys, let's blast our way into the episode and check out what's in store for us. This almost looks like the ship from Brain Invaders. Kind of reminds me of that too because... Oh, it is Delta Squad, looks like. But yeah, I remember Brain Invaders, the ship was kind of crashing and they kind of had to quarantine it. There must be some creature on the ship. Damn. Wow, so everybody else is dead, I guess. Wow. This looks like the Empire.
Welcome, Doctor. All preparations have been made for your arrival.
Notify me once our remaining vessels arrive, and see to the transfer of the assets.
But they're gonna notice that one of their ships didn't return. Oh, no way!
It's been a long time, Mistress Say.
She's in prison now.
Oh, it pains me to see you like this.
You seem sincere about that.
I am not especially motivated to continue my work. The Empire destroyed my civilization.
Right?
Well, don't you wish to be a part of such a scientific achievement?
I know what Emperor Palpatine seeks to accomplish. He will not have my cooperation.
Oh no, but I hope they don't kill this girl.
Know that I'll be taking over operations here on Tantus, and I can do far worse than confine you to a cell.
Oh, that turned around real quick. Wow.
We lost communication with Transport 904.
We need that asset contained. Were there any other Kaminoans taken off-world prior to the destruction of Taboga City?
The Prime Minister.
Have him brought here.
I don't know about this guy. He seems kind of evil, to be honest. He went from seeming sincere about being sad to see her that way to just threatening her straight up, you know?
You're all twisted up.
Oh, what are they gonna say?
Stranded on that planet, Sid. We needed you, and you left us.
It's over.
You're fine now, aren't you? So I got a tip on a downed ship, Maybe. I'll even give you 30% of the cut.
That is our standard percentage.
Tech wants more.
35.
Are you kidding?
Okay, 40.
Haha.
50% as a token of my goodwill that you seem to have forgotten.
Yeah, they've forgotten your goodwill because you never show it to them, Sid.
Severing ties with Sid could be problematic, considering what she knows about us. Perhaps we choose a diplomatic solution.
Yeah, that's true.
No ship transponder coder.
How hard could scavenging cargo be?
Famous last words.
There's a village here.
That would explain how the wreckage was reported so quickly. The cargo aboard should be in fair enough condition to transport.
Well, they're gonna come face to face with the Empire. I actually love this crew. They feel like such a family.
The crew aboard most likely perished.
We don't know for sure. They could be trapped inside. Come on.
Careful, Omega. The way the doctor talked about the ship, it almost sounds like he knows there's a creature on board. He said something about containing the asset. Oh, look at the claw marks. Did you guys not see that? They're brave for going on this ship.
Where is everyone?
Oh, a shock stick from the trooper.
Check it out. High volt electro style. Oh,
Record likes.
human.
I will get the power restored.
By yourself?
Your concern is not warranted. I will be fine.
Oh, yeah, I know. I feel like he shouldn't go alone, but there's not that many of them now. Be careful, Tech. Tech can't die. I love him. You're gonna see a shadow right now. Watch. Oh, maybe not. This is kind of like a scary sci-fi movie, feels like.
Why is it so cold in here? It's some kind of...
I know why it's cold. Because they lower the temperature to try and kill the creature, right? That's what they did in Brain Invaders. To kill the worms.
This medical equipment is Kaminoan. It's their cloning technology. Configuration is different than anything I saw in Topoka City.
Uh-oh.
The grid should be restored momentarily.
Are you gonna tell them about the clattering you're hearing, Tech? Oh, fuck. Oh.
What happened? What attacked this ship?
Damn it. Is that blood? That's slime.
What were they keeping in here? I don't know. But it's still on board.
Is it some Kaminoan that was experimented on? The experiment went wrong? So it became this creature, maybe? Oh, is that a spider-looking thing? Not again. Oh. Oh, was that a piece of a clone that he was eating? Wait, is that the Zillow Beast? That looks like the Zillow Beast. Kind of, doesn't it? Oh, maybe not. It's too small to be the... That's like a baby Zillow Beast. Ah, I feel like that kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Well, at least with the power coming on, they won't be completely fighting in the dark.
I suspect this is some type of research vessel.
We know!
But they were researching just got loose.
Yeah, it feeds off electricity. And the Spider-Man? Oh, it's getting bigger. Haha, Tech is impressed. Almost reminds me of Electro, just feeding off the electricity like that. Damn. Oh, but now it's gonna be on the loose. And there's a village nearby, right? Yeah. That's not good.
Given the fact that the crew was most likely eaten by the creature, I doubt it is currently hungry.
It ain't the crew.
Oh.
The crew.
Access the lab.
Oh, she's scared.
Species we're dealing with and how to stop it.
Oh, man.
This is used to extract and manipulate a host's genetic material. I heard rumors of other Kaminoan experiments, but Nala Say kept that data away from me. I think whatever they were doing was happening off-world.
But what do they want with this creature specifically? Literally eating the electricity, man. Now there's gonna be a blackout.
These appear to be designs using the creature's genetic material for modified armor plating.
Modified armor? Interesting.
Species feeds on energy, which propels its rapid growth.
You mean it'll get even bigger?
It's the Zillow Beast. It's gotta be. It looks like it, doesn't it?
The creature is the same species that attacked Coruscant during the war. You must not let it.
Ah, I was right. I knew it. The Zillow Beast. I'm just so excited for being right. That's so epic. I love that they did a callback to the Clone Wars. Yeah. Wow. And the Empire is furious right now because they don't want their secrets to get out. Oh, but knowing how the Empire works, they're gonna want to kill everyone in that village so there's no witnesses, right? Poor Gonki. But they better be careful they don't get captured or nothing.
You've got Imperials inbound. Get out of there.
Tech, let's go.
I have not finished transferring all of the data.
Damn, hope they got enough. Wow. Wow. They're trying to destroy any evidence, man. This is scary. They're going to want to kill the Bad Batch and all the villagers. Won't that make it grow bigger, though? Because it's electricity. Maybe not. Damn, I want the Batch to rescue this creature. I don't like that the Empire is experimenting on him. Damn. I got it.
You're taking it. Let's not be next.
Damn. I knew it. They're gonna go after the villagers. Wow, man. Wow. They're gonna see it as they're leaving, all the people getting killed. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. That was way too close. Damn. What happened to those people? Oh, they're taking them prisoner? That's not good at all, man. They're 100% gonna kill them. What else are they gonna do with them? Force some of them to work for the Empire, maybe?
The crashed vessel was part of an Imperial cloning operation.
The Empire cloned the Zillow Beast.
Little Beast.
The directive came straight from the Supreme Chancellor before he became Emperor.
Where are they taking the creature?
Unknown. There's far more to this than we realized. I suspect the Empire did not destroy the cities on Kamino to end cloning. They merely wanted to control it.
Yeah.
Send the data to Echo and Rex. See what they can find out.
Yeah. Oh, she hears Echo and her face lights up.
The creature has been recovered.
And our other guest?
The shuttle is arriving now.
Oh, that's Lama Su, right?
The locals have been detained and will be dealt with. However, one vessel escaped our assault.
Oh, shit.
Find out who it was.
Yes, sir.
Damn. He's wearing a glove on one hand, not the other. So is that a prosthetic hand?
It must be frustrating to have your resources but lack the expertise to achieve your goal.
Haha.
I fear you misunderstand your situation here. If you know of a way to persuade the scientist, now would be the time to mention it.
Are they gonna kill this guy?
There is a particular clone you must locate.
Oh my god!
A young girl.
Oh no!
To controlling Nalase.
It seems we have much to discuss.
Oh, so he's kind of turning against Nalase. What? No. Oh my gosh. Damn it. Okay, wow, what an episode. I actually really enjoyed that episode. From the opening scenes and the beginning in general, it really felt like almost a sci-fi thriller, this idea of a ship and there was a creature on board and you couldn't see the creature initially, but of course we ended up finding out that it is in fact the Zillo Beast from the Clone Wars. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for calling that out. That was kind of a fun, thrilling arc back in the day from season 2, but I love that they were able to bring it back in the way that they did. I guess now we know why the episode was called Metamorphosis, because it was the Zillo Beast and of course he changed and grew in size, right? I also found this episode reminded me a lot of Brain Invaders as well from the Clone Wars, when Ahsoka and Barriss were on that ship and they were trying to stop the worms from spreading, and then they turned the temperature down to try and kill the worms, and that whole idea of the ship being infested with something or having some type of creature on board kind of reminded me of Brain Invaders. But again, this episode just shows all the secrets that the Empire has. At first, you don't really know what's going on. You know that there's a creature on board and there's obviously this imminent sense of danger, but you don't realize that in this case, the Zillo Beast is actually a victim and the Empire has been experimenting on it to try and use its genetic DNA for weapons. We know the Empire is in the habit of trying out this cloning technology. We saw it referenced to in last season of The Bad Batch when Omega and Fennec went briefly in that lab. There was this creature in this incubator that we saw. We saw it in The Mandalorian. And then of course we see it come to play in the sequel trilogy when Palpatine is cloned. And what was interesting, what Tech revealed, was that the order was actually given prior to the formation of the Empire. It was given by Palpatine before he became the Emperor. So it just goes to show the level of corruption involved as well. The Republic transitioning into the Empire, it was all under the same rule anyway. The Jedi just hadn't seen it until it was too late. So I really love that this series is showing us the inner workings of the Empire, not just the fighting and war aspect. We've seen a lot of the stormtroopers versus the rebels and whatnot, and the ships fighting against each other. This series is showing us not just that side, but also the politics, and now we're seeing the medical side, the cloning side, and how they're trying to use Kaminoans like Nalase and Lama Su to their advantage. And speaking of Nalase, she does not seem willing to cooperate at all. The Doctor seemed a little bit scary to me, to be honest, because I mentioned during my reaction, but initially he seemed genuinely sad to see her that way, and then he just kind of switched on a dime and threatened her, basically saying, I could do a lot worse to you than just hold you in the cell. Now he's got Lama Su and is trying to figure out the best way to control Nalase, and then of course they brought up Omega at the end, which does not sound good. And this is episode 11, so we still have a few more weeks to go. I believe there's 16 episodes this season, but we are kind of getting towards the end of the season now, so the stakes are definitely going to be higher. The bad thing is now the Bad Batch are literally in the Empire's crosshairs. No pun intended. They were at a site and they witnessed something they weren't supposed to witness. You saw them round up the villagers. I assume they're probably going to kill those people because they don't want any witnesses. And now they're definitely going to want to track down the Bad Batch more than ever. They don't know that it's the Bad Batch though, because I think it's presumed still that they died. Now we have the Doctor targeting Omega, it looks like, to try and get to Nalase. It's not really looking good for the Bad Batch, so the stakes, like I said, are definitely going to be raised a bit now. And it's frustrating because Sid put them in this situation as well. She really should just give them all the cut. They are taking 100% of the risk, not her. But the fact that the Empire is now on their tail, that could mean bad news for Sid as well, because she always said that she feared the Empire would come to her one day and that would mean her operation is shut down. So maybe that day is coming sooner than we think. Anyways, I can't wait for next episode. You guys let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode as always, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you next week for an all new episode of The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian. Until next time, guys, take care and see you soon.